Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you're here with us this evening. My name is Cindi Dawson, the multimedia strategist, and I am joined this evening by my business partner, Mr. Joe Marsh.
Woo!
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe, for being with us this evening. I appreciate that as well. And I appreciate everyone who is here and on the webinar with us this evening. You have arrived at the right place for CD Profit System. 8 little known steps to creating your very first CD or DVD in 24 hours or less. This is a complete step-by-step system. The truth of the matter is that when you leave this webinar tonight, you will know precisely what to do to create your first CD. Not only will you know what you need to do, but you will know what pieces you need as far as physical items. You will know what tools you need to work with those physical items, and you will know everything you need to know to be able to create your own CD or DVD tonight when we finish. It's nothing like you have to go out tomorrow and spend $79.99 and buy something, or add something, download something tomorrow morning. It's not like that. You will have everything you need because I'm going to give you the links that you need. I'm going to tell you the pieces that you need. So if y'all are ready, I say let's get started. So let me give you a little bit of full disclosure, even though I've already kind of told you in advance a little bit. We will actually have an offer near the end of this webinar. However, before you even see the offer, I will make good on my promise to show you exactly how to create a CD or DVD in 24 hours or less, guaranteed, without having to spend any money. So tonight's webinar is actually sponsored by, if you want to call it that, CD Profit System, which is a 4.5-part webinar course. Yes, I said 4.5 parts. That does not mean that the 4.5 part is shorter than the rest of the parts. It just means that I just like to be weird, and I just wanted to make it memorable. So there you have it. The 4.5-part webinar course called CD Profit System, where you will discover how to create a CD or DVD empire for yourself, and not only that, but how to leverage and expand that skill to create CDs and DVDs for your own clients. Now, if that doesn't get you thinking in a different direction, then I don't think anything will. Going into this webinar tonight, your biggest question may be, why would people even care about CDs or DVDs in this digital download age? And I'm going to answer that question right off the bat because I'm asked that very often. The answer to this question is that not everybody is excuse me, not everybody is like us. Not everybody lives in front of their computer. Not everybody lives on the internet. Not everybody understands the language that we do. And because of that, the predominant people in the world, the bigger majority of people in the world, have brick and mortar businesses or service businesses or some type of business where they interact with other people who also don't know what we know about the internet and about dealing with technology. Those are the people who listen to CDs. And I'm not saying we don't. I'm just saying you're not making these for yourself necessarily, although they are kind of fun to make for yourself, and I'll show you some in a little bit. They're really cool to make. But think about not only yourself, but think about clients. Think about clients of clients. Think about grand clients, okay, your grandchildren. So think about those people as we go through tonight. Don't just limit yourself to what you know, but think about how you can do what we're going to be showing you tonight for other people who have skills that would be greatly enhanced by having a physical disc. Here we go. Here's what to expect in this webinar tonight. What CD to create first, how to create your first CD, the ingredients and the utensils you will need, the actual steps to take to make it happen, the content for your disc or discs, and where to get it and how to create it, and pricing, exactly what to charge for your CD or your DVD, including where to sell it. Now, all of these things we're going to cover tonight. That's a lot of stuff to cover, but trust me, it's totally feasible and you will be excited. We also have a special bonus at the end of the webinar tonight. I am going to tell you at the very end how to set up Amazon Advantage, which is where you want to be selling your CDs and DVDs, because you can make a lot of money passively once you have created a disc and you upload it to Amazon Advantage. And with Amazon's power of drawing people to their site, you can sell CDs and DVDs on autopilot. and this is no hype, I'm just telling you the truth. So at the very end of the webinar tonight, if you can stick around, I will share that secret with you about how to do that. I will not include that in the replay. So I'm just saying that now. So if you listen to the replay later and it isn't there, that's why, because it's your special thank you for being here. So is this why you're here? Is this list of things that we're going to talk about tonight why you are here tonight? I would like for you to go to your question box, and I want you to type in yes or no or you betcha or absolutely no questions asked, something. I'd like some response. I want you to go to the box now and type in yes, this is why I'm here tonight. I want to know this information. What are they saying,
Justice,
Joe?
Bob, Tara, yes, absolutely. Cindy, Jeanette, sounds great. David.
Great. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay,
yes.
Okay, then you are ready to get started. So here we go. Oh, one more thing.
Oh,
I didn't.
One thing, plus a good thing.
Okay.
This is from Coach Gary. Yes.
Okay.
Plus, I know that you will not show it on the replay. So he knows you'll keep your promise.
Yes, that's true, Coach Gary. He has been there before. He knows how this works.
Yep.
Okay, so while you're in your question box, I want to ask you a question. I'm not going to do an official poll. I just want a yes or a no. Here's the question for you, okay? Do you believe you can create, and I mean you specifically, you can create an entire CD or DVD and have it available for the world to order in less than 24 hours? Do you believe you can do that? This is not a poll, so I'm not going to get the results of this anywhere. I'm just asking opinion, yes or no. Do you believe that you yourself can create an entire CD or DVD in 24 hours or less, have it online, ready to sell in under 24 hours? Yes or no? Okay. Joe, are we getting any yeses, any nos? Are we getting anything?
Yep, we're getting yeses, we're getting some nos, and we're getting some they're not sures.
Okay.
So that's good.
That's excellent, excellent. And let me say thank you for being honest, because I want to know if you have any hesitations about this, because I was in that position one time myself, and I would not have believed it unless I had done it my very self. So you're in the right place. So here we go. And are you ready? If you're ready to take notes and get involved, here we go. Let's get started. Why you should listen. The reason why you should listen to what I have to share tonight is because over the past several years, I have created so many CDs and DVDs for myself as well as clients. Look at this last CD at the end of the row up here, the one that says Bill Hunter. This was my brother-in-law, and I made this CD for my sister Charmin about a year after her husband passed away. He had a serious illness, and it was very sad. And we put this CD together. He was a singer, and he liked to speak. And we put this CD together for her family members. And she asked me to just take some stuff off of cassette and put it on CD. And I decided I would do one better and surprise her. So I made this CD and sent her 10 copies in the mail without telling her I was going to do it. And she just called me and was just crying. She was so touched to receive this. This is just one of the kinds of CDs you can make for people. I want you to think as we go through here about different types of CDs you can do. Now, Bill wrote a lot of his own music, and so that was the reason why we had the privilege of being able to put some of his speaking and his own music on here that he did himself. So just a little hint, the 10 copies of this CD that I made for her that she gave away as Christmas gifts, plus the shipping to get it to her, was less than $25 total. I think it was like $24.39 or something like that. Just keep that in mind. Very important to know. Continuing on, you'll notice that some of these CDs and DVDs are internet marketing based and some are not. Now here's a little interesting tidbit. I think one of my sisters is actually on the webinar tonight. So if you're there, Lemon, you do not have the ability to vote. You are banned from voting. Here's my question. Which one of these little pictures do you think is me? Do you think I'm red, blue, yellow, or green? And I'll even tell you about this. My sisters and I have grown up singing from the time we could barely speak. We were singers, and we still are. We still are singers. But we don't get to sing together as much because we're stretched over the country. However, a couple of years ago, we all got together for Christmas, which is very rare because a lot of us have jobs that obligate us for certain times of the year. But we all got together as a family a couple of Christmases ago, and I made this CD of all the songs that we had sung together through the years. It was really kind of fun to compile. And I think it has, if I remember correctly, like 24 songs on it that we've done together over the years, and gave it to my parents and my sisters for a Christmas present that year. That was fun. It was very, very special. Now, we didn't sell it to anybody. It was just a gift, but it was still fun to put together. Okay, so go to your question box, and I want you to guess if I'm red, blue, yellow, or green. Which one of these little girls do you think I am? And while you're voting, I'll tell you we are not all the same age. I just went way back in the archives and found one picture of each of us at approximately the same age. So these are not really all the same. So, Joe, what do we have the predominance of in answers that people are guessing?
Most of them are guessing green.
Oh, that's interesting. That would be
Yeah.
lemon. And
Yeah.
Lemon, if Lemon is on the webinar, she's probably thinking, wow. But we do kind of all look a little bit alike. We look more alike now than we did then, some of us anyway. Okay, I'm not green. Okay, I'll tell you that.
We've got 3 people that got it right so far, though.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
We got Joyce, Carol, and Justice.
Okay, all 3 of you ladies, you guessed right. I am the blue. Very, very good. Congratulations. That's excellent. Okay, let's continue on. Here are some more. Now, you'll notice this one's about home inspectors. Okay, so there are some specific markets that you can keep in mind when you're making CDs for people, so don't limit yourself. Okay, this is called Our Aging Loved Ones, Planning for the Day We Hope Will Never Come. This is the very first CD I ever made. This is an interactive CD. You'll see it says PC CD-ROM. It has over 14 hours of audio interviews. It has over 400 pages of transcripts. It has a piece of software that comes in like 5 different versions. It has a video. It has 12 websites with links to it. It has a lot of stuff in it. I love interactive CDs. So just another idea of something you can do. This one, Quit Your Job Fast, this came from a coaching program, a 1-year coaching program. So think about that too. Some more internet marketing kind of things. You're probably familiar with seeing this kind of thing. This one, The Ultimate Trading Success System. This was, and I'll just be totally honest with you here because I want you to know how this came about. This was a PLR product that I purchased the rights to, and it's videos. And the total of these videos is over 24 hours long. This is one DVD, and this is interactive. This is an interactive DVD, just like the Aging Loved Ones interactive DVD. You put this in your computer, and you can watch the DVDs on your computer, but you also have the capability of downloading them to your computer. So if you wanted to put them on your computer, you could do that as well. This will not boot in a regular DVD player. However, there is a way that you can do that. Okay, that's a DVD. But anyway, continuing on. A couple of more. All right. That's why you should listen, because I've done this for myself. I've done it for clients. I've priced them low. I've priced them high. The trading program that you see right here, I took off the market, but I had it priced at $4.97, and I did have buyers. Okay, just an FYI. All right, let's talk about the audio CD. This is what we're going to actually talk about creating tonight, and I want to tell you what ingredients you're going to need to duplicate the results that the steps and everything, and the results that I will share with you this evening. The first thing you're going to need is an audio file, whether you create it yourself or you have some audio PLR. It does not matter. As long as you have an audio file to work with, you can duplicate what we're talking about tonight. You might need graphics. Now, the reason this word is green is because it's optional, and anything that you see listed in the tools or the steps or anything in green is optional. That means when you're making a note, put a little star out beside it and tell yourself you don't have to have this. Graphics are usually easy to a certain degree, but if you get into something really involved, you might want to start out with using the graphics on the website that we're going to talk about in a minute. They do have graphics you can use. I'll have to tell you, they're not that flashy, but if you're just getting started and you want something fast, they are there, and I say use them. I've used them, and I've done my own both, so I know how they work, and they do work in a pinch, especially if you're in a hurry. You might want to use music in creating an audio CD because you might want to make it a little bit more professional by having some music at the beginning and again at the end. So keep that in mind as well. And you're going to need an actual CD. And it'll need to be just a standard CDR, that you can write on, not a CDRW. Don't use those for this example that we're going to use tonight, because sometimes they don't get finalized, and it makes it real difficult for people to play them later in their CD player. Okay, those are the ingredients you're going to need. Now, let's talk about the utensils you're going to need to put all these pieces together. You might need a microphone and audio software for recording and editing. You can download Audacity for free. Just go to Google and type in Audacity download, and it'll give you the link. I would have put it in here, but it's very long, very ugly, and changes just about every month or two. So rather than confuse you and have to type in all that, just Google Audacity download, and you can download it for free. Now, these are maybe utensils, because you might already have the audio file and you might not want to record it yourself. So if you don't want to record it and you already have it, ignore this and just move on to the next thing. You're going to need a CD burning program. Good thing Windows Media Player is provided on PCs. If you have a Mac, you probably have something equivalent to this, and you probably can burn your own CDs that way. I have used Mac in the past, but it's been a while, so I don't remember what their equivalent to this is. So translate into your own language. You also might need a graphics program, such as Photoshop or GIMP, to be able to create your own graphics for the cover and the label and the insert. But remember, since they already have their own graphics online, you can skip this if you want to use what they have, and you don't need a graphics program at first. Now, here's the bottom line of what you're going to need. This is the biggest piece. It is Kunaki.com. Kunaki.com is a wonderful website. They create CDs and DVDs for very, very inexpensive rates, and I'm going to go into that in a little bit. But they have a tiny little application that you can download for free, and it downloads so fast that you're probably going to think, did that really happen? Do I really have it? But it doesn't need to be very big, and that's the beauty of it, because what it does is combine all of the parts that you give it into an executable file. And when you double click on that executable file, you launch a little program that uploads all of your information to Kunaki so that it puts the pieces together and creates your CD or your DVD for you. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to create those pieces, and I'm going to tell you how to put them together to actually get them to Kunaki. So continuing on. So far, so good, I hope. Let's get to the 8 steps. Here is the whole reason why we're here tonight. These are the 8 steps that will help you to create an audio CD. Step 1, create your audio file. If you already have an audio file, you can skip this. Step 2, edit the audio. If you have created the audio yourself and you want to cut out your uhs, your ums, and you want it to sound extraordinarily professional, then go ahead and edit it, but you don't have to. And sometimes a CD, especially if you're teaching about something or coaching about something, sounds more authentic if you leave in a few uhs and ums, because it makes everyone understand that you are a normal person, just a normal person, and you do stop to think before you speak, which is a good thing in a lot of situations. So, step 3. Add tip and tail music. This means beginning and ending music. Once again, this is an optional step. So if you don't want to do that and all you're doing is creating a CD for yourself as an example to get yourself started and say, hey, what do you know? I can do this. Then don't even mess with the tip and tail music. But if you're working with something professional that you're going to upload to Amazon or you're going to provide to a client, definitely consider adding tip and tail music. For tonight's example, however, you may feel free to skip this step. Once your audio is exactly like you want it, use a CD and actually burn the CD as an audio project. This is very easy to do in Windows Media Player. So burn it as a CD just like you would burn any ordinary CD that you're going to be creating. Now, not like you would copy, but like if you would burn a CD. Okay, step 5, create your graphics. Again, optional. If you don't want to mess with the time and the effort and the hair pulling to learn a graphics program, and I've been there. In fact, even now, after doing so many graphics, there are still situations where I pull my hair out. It took me, okay, you see the little PowerPoint that you're looking at? This took me more than a month to create. I can do graphics. and I can do them, up to my own specifications, but I don't know what I want until I see it. So I go through so many iterations that I just want to pull my hair out. So if you want to avoid that and that roadblock and that, mind block, just skip this step and use one of their graphics to get started. Step 6, download and follow the Kunaki wizard. And as I said, it downloads so fast you may think, wow, that was really not that didn't even happen. But that's going to be so quick, and I'll even show you in a minute where to get it so you can download it and have it on your computer ready to use. Step 7, set your price. Yes, we are going to be talking about pricing tonight. Not just one CD, but we're going to talk about 1, 2, 4. Anyway, it'll get you started. It'll be a place to start out your pricing. And step 8, sell using your chosen method. And I'm even going to show you some different places and ways that you can sell CDs. So as I said, when you leave tonight, I want you to have a complete picture of what you can do and how to do it. Now, looking at these 8 steps, do you see that there are 3 that are optional and 5 that are mandatory? So if you already had an audio file and you did not want to create your own graphics or add tip and tail music, you could do this in 5 steps. So the 8 steps is really including the optional stuff. Pretty incredible. Now, let me ask you a big question. Where are you going to get your content? Let's assume for a minute that you don't have any private label rights products. You don't have any audios that you've created in the past. Where are you going to come up with your content? You may be thinking, I don't have anything to talk about. I don't have any content to put on a CD. And I would beg to differ. I would beg to disagree, okay? I'm going to show you right now the knowledge you carry around in your head. So if you're taking notes, here's what I want you to do. If your challenge is audio, it's going to be very easy to come up with some ideas for audio. If it's video, I have some ideas for you. If it's software, I have some ideas for you. I bet you hadn't even thought about the software idea, had you? Let's look at audio. What if you interviewed someone? If you don't have the content in your own head, chances are you know someone who has the information you need and want, and they would be willing to give you some of their time to help out with your interview and give you the data that you need to be able to create your audio CD. What about PLR? As I said, you might have some and you might not. In video, you could use a screen capture like Camtasia or some other type of screen capture program like Cam Studio, something like that. Or you could do a PowerPoint just like this one. You could just put a PowerPoint up on the screen, plug in a USB microphone, and start talking. And you've got a PowerPoint video ready to go on a CD or a DVD. If you have a software idea and you really want to sell software or you want to provide it on a CD, what if you've created a piece of software and you'd like to market it corporately? If it's too big for people to download, it has more weight, pardon the pun, if you put it on a CD or a DVD because it looks more official. Anytime you buy something like Office, you're going to get it in a box. It's going to come in a CD. So why not impress people with a CD on a disc? If you don't have it already, you can hire someone to write it for you. Or you might even have some PLR software. Sometimes people put out PLR software that's just stripped of all name, and all it does is have this generic title. You could hand it off to a programmer and have them actually put a real name on it and make some graphics for it and actually tweak it to your specifications. So then suddenly you have software to share as well. But let's talk about, if you don't want to do any of those, let's get more specific. Okay, I'm going to give you some steps I want you to take here. First thing I want you to do is to make a list of 5 of your favorite things in the world. I'll even tell you what 5 of my favorite things in the world are. Chocolate, singing, playing the piano, talking to people and having a good time, just being social. I love being social. And I'll say the 5th thing is sitting on the back porch. Okay? Now, of all 5 of those things, truly, the best one probably to monetize would be either singing, teaching someone how to sing, or teaching someone how to play the piano. So I love playing the piano. So I'm gonna choose play the piano. So your second step in this list is to choose one of the 5 items that you just wrote down on your piece of paper. Choose the one that you enjoy the most, that you never have enough time for, and you're just longing to do it, like go hiking or skydiving or whatever your hobby is, whatever you enjoy, whatever your passion is. Choose one that you like the most. Now, what I want you to do is write down the 5 biggest mistakes that people who are doing this activity for the first time might make. If I was going to talk about playing the piano and I was going to teach someone how to play the piano, the 5 mistakes they might make might be they try to play in the wrong key, they try to play with both hands at the same time, they try to play too fast, they try to learn how to read music, or they try to, let's see, what would be, I can't even think of a 5th thing. Anyway, okay, so we'll pretend that that's 5 things, okay? Of those 5 things, after you've written down those 5 mistakes, which should not take you long because you've been doing this activity, you love this activity, you're passionate about this activity, and you know that these were 5 things that you might have had trouble with. Out beside each of the mistakes, I want you to put a dash, and then I want you to put how to avoid that mistake. So, for example, if I was teaching someone how to play the piano, instead of them saying, I want to play in the key of F, I'd say, let's don't do that because that involves some black keys. Let's just stick with the white keys for now. We're going to play in the key of C. If they wanted to play something with both hands, I would say, let's not do that just yet. Let's get really good at each hand before we combine them because it's a dexterity thing. And you don't want to depress yourself trying to do something that's too hard to begin with. If they tried to play too fast, I'd say, no, 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 no. Let's slow that down. Be patient with yourself and let's just play it slowly and then we'll get better as we go along. You get the idea? So write the 5 mistakes and a way, not a reason, but a way to avoid each of those mistakes out beside it. Now I want you to list 5 secrets of first-time participants in this activity that you could share that you know because you've done it for so long and you enjoy it so much. So what are 5 secrets you could share? One secret that I would share is don't rely just on learning the notes from the music. Now I know a lot of people would disagree with this, but the reason why I suggest this is because my earliest memories of playing the piano were when I was about 2 years old. And in fact, I was so little, I couldn't even get up on the piano bench, so I would reach my hands way up in the air and play the keys without even being able to see what I was doing. And that helped me so much because it gave me the ability to pick out a melody without knowing what the music looked like. So don't feel like you have to look at the music. So a secret is sit down at the piano and just poke around and see if you can figure out a melody without having to read music yet. You'd be surprised how edifying it is just to be able to play by ear. And not everybody can do it, so give it a shot. Okay? That's a secret. You get the idea? So come up with 5 secrets that you could share with someone that they might want to try to be able to feel successful at this activity. Now I want you to list how you were introduced. And it might not be a list, it might just be a story. And you don't have to write the whole thing out here. I just want you to write yourself a little note of how you were introduced. The story that I just told you about me playing the piano when I was 2 years old, that's how I was introduced to the piano. My parents didn't force me to play the piano. In fact, they didn't even know I was going to do it. So make a little note to yourself of how you were introduced to this activity because that's important to you and it makes who you are who you are. So write how you were introduced. Also, list 3 reasons why you love this activity. For me, playing the piano is edifying, it's musical, and it's an outlet for creativity. I love it. It's a great way to be creative and express myself. So if I ever get tense or something like that, I always go and sit down and I like to play ordinary songs that people know, but I like to throw in fancy chords. Now, if you're not musical, that probably won't make much sense to you, but I like to add like major 9 chords and, fully diminished chords. And anyway, I like to do that. So it makes me feel better to be able to do that because I feel creative and aesthetically happy. Okay, the last thing I want you to do on this list is to create an easy assignment. My easy assignment for someone learning to play the piano would be sit down at the piano, pick an easy song that you learned when you were a child, like, I don't know, Mary Had a Little Lamb. And don't use any of the black keys. And if you try to play it on the white keys and you can't figure out the notes, then you're playing it in the wrong key. So poke around on the keyboard until you can play the song all the way through without touching any of the black keys. Just do it. Don't look at any music or anything. That's my easy assignment. That's a fun assignment. It might frustrate somebody if they weren't looking at music and they really felt like they had to, but try to make it an easy assignment. Okay, do you see all these pieces that you have together here? What you have here is an introduction. It was how you were introduced to this activity. Then you have 5 mistakes that people make and how to avoid them. You have 5 secrets. You have 3 reasons why you love it, which is your conclusion, and you have a call to action with an easy assignment. Now, if you spend approximately 5 minutes on each of these activities, you have 5, 10, 11, 12 items. And if you spend about 5 minutes apiece, that comes out to a 60-minute audio, which will fit perfectly on one CD. So once you have all these things filled out, I want you to compile all this information and just record yourself talking about it. It doesn't have to be formal or fancy. You don't have to use all the big words and stuff. Just talk. Talk like yourself. Be yourself and let your personality come through what you're talking about. You know what you've just done? You have just created your very first CD. Congratulations. I am so happy for you. And I bet you didn't even realize you had written an entire outline. But you are ready to create your first audio CD. Now, let's talk a little bit about setting your price. Now that you have this extraordinary CD and you're ready to get it on the market, what should you charge for it? This is an excellent question, and the guidelines that I'm going to give you are not set in stone. They are only a starting point. So if you feel that your market should go higher or lower, by all means go higher or lower. I just don't want to send you out into the world saying, test it and find out. Although I believe testing is important, don't get me wrong, I want you to at least have some place to start. I don't want you to start hanging in midair. So let's look at some criteria that you should keep in mind when setting your price. Is your topic general or specific? Let me explain. In the piano example I just gave you, if I released this How to Teach Someone Piano CD and I called it How to Learn Piano in 5 Days, okay, or how to be comfortable with the piano in 5 days, that would be great, but it would be very general and it would be for everybody. Anybody could use it. But what if I targeted it and changed the name of it and said, How to Play Piano and Enjoy It Immensely, even though you're over 70? Suddenly, I have made it specific to a target market, and now I can raise the price because it is specifically geared toward people within a certain age bracket. It's easy to do this if you have a general topic. So I just consider yourself, told that you can either charge for general prices or specific prices, whichever you want. Just if you want to charge more, make it more specific. That's the key here. Market interest too. What is your market interested in? Are they interested in lower priced products, medium priced products, high priced products? Price what you're working on to meet a particular need in your market. If it's fairly general to your market, then you might want to price it lower, and the more specific you get, the higher you charge. Now, this is not specifically about your market or the target of your item. It's just you might want to create 3 CDs, one that's very general, one that's a little more specific, like you might say, your second one might be for young adults, how to play the piano for young adults. That might encompass anywhere from 18 to 35 years old. But then you might want to get really specific. Okay, that's what market interest is. Also, what are similar products going for? If you see that people are buying audio CDs on your topic and they're spending about, $97 each on those CDs, then you know that's what they're used to paying. So if other similar products are selling for that amount, consider that price as a good guideline. Just don't compete on the basis of price. Anytime you compete solely on the basis of price, you're just setting yourself up for failure. All right, this also depends, your price, on whether you're selling a single or a multiple disc. So let's get to some specifics of amounts here. One CD could go for anywhere from $7 to $27. And remember, as I said earlier, you can go higher or lower depending on your market. I would not go much lower than $7 because I think it would devalue what you have to present. But if you want to go higher than $27 for a one CD, for one single CD, go for it. If you're teaching a really high level thing like, molecular biology or something like that, well, yeah, hey, go for it, because not everybody is going to be interested in that, and the ones who are really want it. So just keep that in mind. If you have 2 CDs, start with about $27 to $67 for that 2 CD bundle. Just a good benchmark for getting started. And if you have 4, consider $97 to $197 as your price point. This will at least get you started. It's not the be-all and end-all of pricing, but it will at least get you started in the ballpark. All right, let's talk about where to sell your CD. One place you can sell is on Amazon. Now, if you want to Google Amazon Advantage, you can get there easily that way. It's another one of those really ugly links, so I didn't want to put it in here and make you have to, plod through typing it out. Just Google Amazon Advantage and you'll be taken to the sign-up page, and that's what we're going to go over in the bonus, so I hope you hang around for that. You can also sell it on Facebook. Now, the cool thing about selling on Facebook is that you can use Facebook ads, like here, facebook.com/advertising, and you can demographically target your ads on Facebook as opposed to selling them on Google with Google AdWords. You can get very specific on Facebook. So if I wanted to target my piano CD to people who were 70, who were in their 70s, I could place my ad on Facebook and target 70-year-olds for that particular CD. It's a great resource. Also, if you do blog talk radio shows, blogtalkradio.com, you can also promote your CD on your show. Just send people to the site to purchase, and especially if you're talking on the topic that's related to your CD, you've got a built-in audience there. If you do any type of speaking engagements, you can use your CDs at the end to sell. If you have any local or offline clients, consider selling your services for CDs to offline clients. There are so many things you can do for clients with CDs. As I said at the beginning, think of your grand clients, okay, the clients of your clients. Now, let's just do some little generic stuff here because it's important for you to say, why are we even talking about CDs here? There are several reasons, but let's just look at these quickly. First of all, they have great value. They can create a brand or a product line. If you make all your CDs look alike, it looks like you have a whole product line, which you do. They're fast, easy, and cheap, and I'm going to show you how fast, easy, and cheap in a minute. They're modular. If you created CDs that were relative to the same topic, but they were all in different areas of that topic, you could combine them in different combinations to be different types of packages. So once you had created one, you could use it over and over in different packages. They are a great option, as I've already said, for offline clients. And that is one of the things that we talk specifically about in this CD course. Now, the reason why I recommend Kunaki over CreateSpace, and yes, I do know that CreateSpace exists, and yes, I have used it, but the reason why I recommend Kunaki over CreateSpace is because, for one reason, their CDs are only $1 each if you order 5 or less. You can order them yourself, or you can create a page and have people order them from that page. And you know what? You don't even create the page. You click a button, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. But if you have 5 or less copies, they're only $1 each. Now, when you set a page up on Kunaki for people to order them, for your clients to order them, you set the price at that point. But you can always go back in from your direction, from your side, log in and order as many as you want for $1 if they're 5 or less. Now, if you're ordering more than 5, they range in price from 75 cents to $1.75, depending on how busy the warehouse is, the manufacturing facility, excuse me, not the warehouse. If the manufacturing people are really, really, really bogged down, you're going to pay more because they have to work overtime. Make sense? It's pretty kind of cool the way they do it, actually. They're also stealth. In fact, I got one today. One came in the mail today. And it comes from Media Distribution. So it doesn't even show their name on the outside of the package. That's all that you'll see is Media Distribution with their street address. Pretty cool. Looks like you have a whole group of people out there just doing work for you. You can do short runs. And in short runs, I mean one CD. Count. Put your finger in the air. One CD is all you can do. Now, you could do 0 and not order any, but we're counting one CD. That's a pretty short run. And look, $1 for a short run CD. One CD. You could test it and see if you like it for $1. You have absolutely no upfront cost whatsoever. You can actually upload your CD for free, and it becomes ready to be manufactured the second it hits their site. So it's just incredible to me. I just love this. They also come shrink wrapped, whether they're in a CD case or they're in a DVD case, which is called an Amaray case. It's spelled A-M-A-R-A-Y, Amaray. Have no idea. I still need to research where that came from. I think somebody out there is walking around named Mr. Amaray or Mrs. Amaray who designed the case and came up with the concept. But anyway, they come shrink wrapped, whichever you get. They also come with the ability to have a UPC code. Please put a UPC code on there, because with a UPC code, you can sell it places. So very, very important. Doesn't cost any more to have a UPC code. Here we go. Are you ready? Here, we're going to get involved in the steps. Ooh, this is the good part. This is the good part. Okay, I'm going to show you screenshots of exactly what you will do to put this project together. So this is what you'll want to see. And hopefully this webinar will have a replay and you can go back and see these screenshots and be able to tell where to go and all that kind of stuff to know what you're doing here. Go to Kunaki.com and click on the new customer link at the top of the page, and then click on the click here place to download the Kunaki application. Downloads very fast. When you launch the Kunaki application, this is what you see. The little green arrow in the upper right-hand corner is where you go to continue from screen to screen. So first you set your product properties. Up here at the top you'll see you can choose audio, video, game, or DVD. Excuse me, hold on, that's not what it says. Game or data. It's very, very small. I should have made this bigger. Anyway, you can choose whatever the format is for your disk. Then you choose the UPC code. Please tick this little radio button. It's not going to take you more than half a second to tick this button and you'll be so happy. Down here at the bottom is where you're going to list your tracks. Now, you can list your tracks and they will show up on the outside of your CD case and I think on your Amaray case. To be honest, I have only done tracks one time and I created the graphics myself. So I don't know if the CD tracks would show up on the outside of an Amaray. I know they show up on the outside, on the inside of a CD case. So just a little FYI. You can list them or you don't have to list them. It's up to you. These will be seen by people who visit your checkout page. So if you put tracks on there and you're going to be talking about something that you don't really want them to know about, like this example that's here is 7+ scathingly brilliant ways to use teleseminars. You see, I actually listed the ways here. But I don't want people to know what these ways are, because if they could see the tracks, why would they buy the CD? They would say, oh, I could do that. So that's a time when you might not want to list them. But I listed them here so you could see an example of what they actually look like. Now, once you get to this point, you choose the design that you want. This just happens to be the winter landscape designs from Kunaki, and they have thousands more. But this was just one section that I took a screenshot of so you could see what they look like. These are CD cases, and they also have the ability to design your own. So if you want to design your own CD case, you would choose the custom design, and you would tell it on where on your computer is the disk print, the case front, the case tray, and the case insert. Once you've chosen those files, just like uploading something, you choose the files, and once you've placed them on here, they appear, and you can actually see them, and you can rotate the case. I'm going to show you that in just a second. Here are the same Kunaki graphics in a DVD case. I strongly recommend that you use a DVD case, which is an Amaray case, for even your CDs, for so many reasons. But just promise me that as much as you can, you're going to use a DVD case instead of a CD case. They ship easier. They just have more presence. You'll just look more professional. So try to use a DVD case. It's not going to cost you any more time or money to use a DVD. Okay, here we go. This is designing your own case. This is what it looks like if you want to design your own graphics. Now here's the deal. Okay, this is what happens when you rotate the case. And I'll show you a real uploaded picture in just a minute. But this is what you can see when you rotate the case. This is one of Kunaki's covers. It just so happens that I typed this is my example that I showed you earlier. You can see the tracks over on the left-hand side as you're designing, so you know they're there. This is the outside. This is the spine. I just love this. It's just so cool. This is the back. Oh, and see, I forgot that this was there. But the tracks do show on the back of an Amaray case. Okay, so this is the back. Here we come. Drum roll, please. Okay, here it is. This is the inside. Is this cool or what? It comes with an insert, And you can see what the DVD actually looks like itself, or the CD, whichever you're making. Now, after you've seen the inside and you've said, okay, this is exactly the graphics I want and I'm happy with it, you insert your physical CD that you've already burned into your CD player, just like you're going to play the CD. And the reason you do that is so Kunaki can read it and get the tracks off of it. See these CDA tracks? These are the actual digital tracks that Kunaki is reading to say, oh, this is the data from the CD. The next place is where you're going to save it. Now, this is a little backwards. You click the save button first, then you tell it on your computer where you want it to save the little exe file. Then it compiles, this little piece of software compiles your data that's on your CD plus the graphics, regardless of where you got them, if they came from Kunaki or if they came from you, combines them together and creates a tiny little file on your hard drive. And at this point, the tiny little file has been created. Now you're ready to actually launch your product. And this says, launch your product. When you click the Launch Your Product button, you begin the upload process to Kunaki. At this point, sometimes it can take about an hour. Sometimes it can take about 3 or 4 or 5 hours. That trading course that I showed you that has the 24 hours of video, I let that upload overnight because that was pretty hefty. That was like almost 4 gigs of data to upload. So there was no need for it to be uploading while I was trying to work. So just kind of time that out accordingly. But if you press the green button to say launch your product, it'll give you one last look at it to show you, yep, this is what it looks like. That's what I wanted. And then you finally are ready to create an account. Is that backwards or what? See, I don't know about you, but I am so used to creating an account and then dealing with people that it never occurred to me that somebody might want you to be really serious about creating a product before they set up an account for you, and that's what Kunaki has done. They want you to have a product in your hand to upload and give to them before they create an account for you. So at this point, if you have a Kunaki account already, you log in at the top with your email and your password, but if not, you create an account by filling in the information at the bottom, and then you click Publish. And once you've clicked Publish, it starts uploading your file. It continues until the file is completely done. Once the file is completely done, you will receive an email, and it'll say, congratulations, your product is ready for retail. When you get that email, log into Kunaki, just like we did a minute ago, kunaki.com, and once you've logged in, this is the page you will be on. Scroll down this page and see where I have click here to set up publishing at no cost to you. You click on the little configure link out to the right of your product that you want to configure. And once you do that, you click on the link, and this is where you go. Now, this page, you scroll down to the section that's published at no cost to you. This is a configuration page for setting things up that you don't have to create. This is that magic page that actually creates the website for you that you don't have to touch. It's a beautiful thing to see. So in the Publish at No Cost to You section, all you do is enter the price. You'll see here, $4.97 is what I set. And you click in that little box. See that little button just to the right of the $4.97 where it says Enable Service? Once you click in that little radio box, it's going to create a page for you. And the page that says Product Sales Page right underneath the big green Apply button, that is the link that I'm about to show you. Kunaki created it for you, and this is exactly what it looks like. It's a beautiful checkout page. So if you want to sell with Kunaki's stuff, you could go through all the steps of creating your own website, and then when people click on the Buy Now button, this is the page they go to. The beauty of doing it that way is because Kunaki collects all the money and all of the shipping and handling, and then at the end of the month it sends you all the profit. So this is what the page looks like that people go to. Now see in the upper left-hand corner where it says Rotate Case, that little green button up there, they can see exactly what we just saw. They can do the same thing. They can virtually look at the entire product all the way around. All they have to do is enter the quantity they want, the state they're in, their zip code, and then they hit the Calculate Shipping button. And this is the page they're taken to. This is the beauty of working with Kunaki, because they already have the shipping calculated, and you don't have to figure that out. You don't have to pay it. It doesn't involve weight on your part. You don't have to weigh everything and say, okay, this is 2 CDs or 1 CD, whatever. They enter their name, their email address. They receive a confirmation when the package ships, so they even know that it's coming when it's coming. So cool. I just love this system. I absolutely love this system. So with this setup, you could actually create your own page to sell your own CDs and DVDs. You can have a page for each one, send people to that page, and you haven't spent a dime. Now, you can do something fancy and create a link for each of your products. Let's say you have 15 products and your domain is domain.com. You could create a redirect link at domain.com/1, domain.com/2, domain.com/3, and you could just send people to that link every day. You would never put up a website. You would just say, hey, got a new CD created about skydiving yesterday. It's at domain.com/16, the number 16. Just go to that website and you can find out all about it. They can buy it there. You just get money into your PayPal account. It's just so fun. Okay, so that is all there is to it. It is very basic, very upfront, and it was not complicated. You just follow the steps. And in fact, once you've downloaded the Kunaki application, the wizard that I just showed you walks you through every single step by step. And basically, you fill in the blanks. It even tells you, insert the CD now. You find the hard drive. You find the CD container that it's in. It goes out and gets the tracks, brings them in. I mean, it does everything for you. If you don't want to touch the graphics, it does that for you. Everything that there could be that would make this easy, Kunaki has thought of it and put it in there. Now, the only thing that they don't do is to ship multiple copies. I mean, you can order multiple copies, but I mean, if you've got like a 2 or a 3 or a 4 CD set, you kind of have to work that in the background, or you have to physically go in and order CDs 1, 2, 3, and 4 and have them all shipped to one address. But there's even an easy workaround for that, and I will be glad to explain that to you if you are interested and you decide that this course is something for you. We're definitely going to cover that. So with all of those steps in mind, I have a question for you. What do you think? Go to the question box and tell me what you think. Do you think you can do this? Did this make sense? Do you like it? Is it something you're interested in? Do you think there are possibilities? What do you think? Okay, so feel free to enter your comments. And my second question that you can also answer is, have I delivered on my promise in explaining to you how to create a CD or DVD with no money in 24 hours or less? So feel free to answer one or both of those questions, and I'll give you just a moment, and there will be no hold music. There might be a hold giggle.
We got Tara, yes.
Okay.
Bob, yes. Joyce, yes. Justice, yes.
Oh,
Good Yep.
Very good.
Lou said, good explanation of the value of Kunaki.
Thank you,
Jeanette, yes. Jeanette says yes, and you are the first person that she's ever heard of to show this process.
Well, Jeanette, I am so glad you were here this evening, and thank you for that compliment. I appreciate that greatly, and you're very kind to say that. And I am glad that this will be beneficial, or I hope that this will be beneficial. Yes, Joe?
Ute, incredibly clear and manageable.
Well,
yes.
Ute, thank you so much. I appreciate that very much.
Yes, okay. Carol. Yes, Ray. Yes. They keep scrolling down.
Yay! I'm so happy. I am so happy for y'all. Okay, so now I'm going to ask, stop answering questions because I want there to be a line of demarcation here. I'm going to re-ask my first opening question, and here it is. Now, after seeing the steps, do you believe that you personally, your little old self, do you believe that you yourself can create and produce and have online ready to order a CD or a DVD in 24 hours or less? Yes or no? You can type in your answer now.
Yes, Bob. Yes, Carol. Yes, Rosie. Can do. Yay! There you go.
Can do. I love that. Great attitude.
Yes. Yes, okay. I believe.
Oh. Thank you. Thank you for that testimony. I appreciate it. Okay, that was wonderful. Thank you, everybody, for that confirmation. I'm glad it was clear, and I'm glad that it made sense. And now that I feel that we have totally covered the topic and that you received what you came here to receive this evening, if it's okay with you, I am going to present my offer. Now, just because I'm presenting my offer does not mean I am not going to continue to tell you cool things and deliver content while I'm telling you about the course.
Question,
But
Cindy.
yes, sir.
Before you get into that, there were a
Uh-huh.
couple of questions. Do you want to cover them first, or
Are
you want to
they,
wait?
are they, let's wait until we get through the offer and then we'll
Okay.
cover all the questions at one time.
Okay.
Okay, thank you though, Joe. That was very good for you to ask that. I appreciate that greatly. Okay, as I said earlier, the CD Profit System is a 4.5 webinar course. I just love that. Okay, let's talk about Module 1. Module 1 is about the possibilities. It's picking your business model. Now, this may seem kind of lame on the surface and kind of like, why am I even bothering to do this? But trust me, there are so many things you can do with this business model that we just talked about that it's almost mind-boggling. The first session will occur on Monday, July 25th. At the time of this recording, that is 1 week from tonight, and it will occur at the same time as this webinar tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Time in the United States, which is GMT +4. So if that gives you an idea of where you are in the world relative to Greenwich Mean Time, it will be GMT +4, and all sessions will be at this same time. So just telling you. Also, before I get into the specifics of this, every webinar will be recorded, and every webinar will be available for replay online as well as download. And in addition to each webinar, on the same place as that webinar is posted, you'll be able to download all the bonuses and everything that comes with that module. Okay, so just an FYI before we get into this. Now, in Module 1, we're going to talk about picking your business model, which includes the 5 most lucrative CD and DVD business models, being able to cherry pick your target market, and I love that. Have you ever gone out to say, these are the kind of people I want to work with? This is their personality, this is how they think, and knowing those two things, these are the people that I ideally want to work with. That has to be one of the single most powerful feelings in the whole world, truthfully. The perfect tools to ensure that you stay focused and on track, producing stellar products every time. It's just as easy to produce stellar products, so why not produce those instead of producing ordinary products like everybody else? How to get started for absolutely zero cost. Kunaki versus CreateSpace, and I mean I have a big chart of exactly what Kunaki does and exactly what CreateSpace does. And if you decide even after seeing this that you want to use CreateSpace, that's great. That's wonderful. But I still want to show you the ups and downs. Okay, and much, much more. That's just Module 1. Now, in Module 2, we're going to talk about the parts. This is about creating your content, and all of these parts that we're going to be discussing are everything that's on the CD or on the DVD. In other words, the innards, the inside, all of the content, how it gets put there, and all that kind of stuff. This module is on Wednesday, July the 27th. Now, you'll notice as we go through that these sessions are on Monday, Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Monday. And the reason they are is because, well, I got a question the other day, because Tuesdays and Thursdays I'm already committed to things like mastermind sessions and other things like that. So I can't do them on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But the reason why they're on Monday, Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Monday is because I didn't want to stretch this thing out for 5 whole weeks, because I wanted you to see immediate results, stay excited about what you were doing, and be able to implement immediately so that you didn't have to wait down the road and say, oh, I can't stand it. It's going to be so long until we do the next section. So I wanted you to have immediate results, but I didn't want to do it so quickly that you felt overwhelmed. So that's the reason for the Monday, Wednesday thing. In Module 2, when we're talking about all the insides of the CDs and the DVDs and the content and all that, we're going to talk about picking the right product for you. What do you enjoy doing? Why do you enjoy that? And what kind of product would you like to work with? Choosing the perfect format every time you create a product. Creating top-level audio CDs, not just acceptable, but top-level. Producing video DVDs to rival the pros. And trust me, with Kunaki, it's very simple. Doubling your return on investment by repurposing. This is incredible, and you will be surprised at how much you already have ready to go, that all you have to do is put it on a CD or a DVD, combine it together correctly, and you've got doubled or even tripled what you were making before. with just a digital product. Building a software empire. Ever thought about having a software empire? That's kind of an interesting thought. And the secret to creating auto run discs. It is so much simpler than you think. And again, you guessed it, much, much more. Let's look at module 3, the packaging. This is everything that people see. This is the outside part of the CDs. This is creating your graphics. This will be on Monday, August the 1st. This is going to include why graphics really are your friend. Sometimes they don't seem like my friend or even a good acquaintance, but they really are, because they present the most professional image. Did you know that people have less than 5 minutes to judge your product? So in that 5 seconds, did I say 5 minutes? I mean 5 seconds. People have less than 5 seconds to judge your product. And if you don't have a good-looking graphic on your cover and a nice-looking cover, people are not going to give it a second look. So the graphics do matter. We're going to be talking about creating a memorable and striking brand. How can you present yourself so that people recognize you on their bookshelf from across the room? When to do it yourself and why. And believe it or not, there are times when you will want to do it yourself, and there are times when you won't. In fact, this outline with this PowerPoint, this background with this PowerPoint, I did hire out to somebody, and when I got it back, I didn't like it. So it just goes to show that even when you hire somebody else to do it, you still might want to do it yourself because you're just not satisfied. It just doesn't say you. It doesn't have your name on it. It doesn't look like you. The brain-dead simple way to create perfect graphics every time. And when you see this, you're going to go, oh my gosh, that is so easy. It is so easy. It's just, anyway, it's fun. The secret way to ensure perfect graphics month after month. This is a great resource. And yes, much, much more. Module 4. This is the presentation. This is getting it out to the world. This will be on Wednesday, August the 3rd. In this module, we're going to talk about the 4 most lucrative places to sell your discs, the 3 biggest secrets to pricing your discs right every single time. And if you do not get this information from me in pricing your discs, please get this somewhere. Even if you decide that this program is not right for you, please get this from somewhere, because this is an extraordinary thing to know. It's very important to be able to do this accurately and convincingly, because if your price doesn't match what you feel in your heart, you can't be passionate about presenting it to people. So just remember that. The absolute fastest and easiest way to turn one disc into a multiple disc set. And there are some really cool strategies in there. Using Amazon's millions of customers to your best advantage, and you guessed it, much, much more. Now, the 4.5 webinar session is all about clients, your potential clients, working with them, just everything involving clients. And this is the last session, and this will be offered on Monday, August the 8th. In this session, we're going to talk about getting clients on autopilot, and it's so cool how this works. Setting up client relationships that absolutely rock, because when you get down to it, the relationship is the most important thing. And if you don't have a good relationship, people don't trust you because they don't like you. So relationships, absolutely key to getting and keeping good clients. Pricing your client services to sell and make you even more money. The 6 best client packages, and creating residual income with ongoing client relationships. And of course, once again, much, much more. Now, I need to tell you that the website for this particular package, as you might have guessed, is CD Profit System. And if you go to CD Profit System, you will see one particular price, but don't go there and don't order because we're not finished. Okay, I don't want you to go there and get your attention diverted and say, I don't want. Okay, hang in there with me, because trust me, it's going to be worth it for you. Tonight, if you're interested in this, you absolutely risk nothing, because this comes with a money-back guarantee. In fact, it's such a money-back guarantee that if you decide this is for you and you participate in the first 2 sessions, and right up until session 3 you decide it's just not for you, it does not matter, because I will refund your money, no questions asked. I do not believe in unhappy customers. The reason why I don't is because sometimes I call my customers on the phone just to see how they're doing, or to see if there's anything I can answer, or if there's anything they need help with. And if they're not happy to hear from me, then I've wasted my time and I feel very awkward. I like to have very happy customers, and I fully believe in relationships. So customer relationships are very, very important to me. Now, why should you act tonight? There's really one main reason, but there are kind of two reasons. First of all, if you invest tonight, you're going to get a reduced investment. Now, I will be honest with you. I'm going to probably keep this special web page that I'm going to tell you about tonight up until the course starts. The reason is too long to go into, but just suffice it to say that last week technology was not my friend. So I had so many weird things happen last week that I am rewarding everybody who had trouble last week by giving them this special advantage of being able to take advantage of this reduced investment until the course begins next Monday night. And I know I'm not supposed to tell you that, but I don't care because I want you to know and I want to tell you the truth. But the reason why you might want to invest tonight is because if you do invest tonight during this webinar, after the course is over, I will give you 1 month of unlimited email support. This means you can email me with any question you're having. If you're working on a project and something isn't working right, if you're not sure how to package something, should I go with my own graphics? What look should I go with? Anything like that. I will be glad to give you unlimited email support for a month after you have finished the course. So that is the main reason why, if you want to invest this evening, you should invest tonight, because you won't get that after the webinar is over this evening. Now, CD Profit System, I mentioned a minute ago, and if you did go to the website, you will see that it is normally $197 for all 4.5 modules. And not only that, but there is a 4 monthly installments of $54.97 available. However, I don't want you to go there. Even though it is located at cdprofitsystem.com, please do not go. Run like the wind from cdprofitsystem.com. Well, you don't have to. You can read it if you want to while you're there, but you're seeing more here than you'd actually see on that page. Instead, what I've done is a very special discount for you. Until the course begins next Monday night, it will be available for only $97. That's a one-pay option, or you can have the same 4 installment option for only $24.97. And this is not like every week. This is once a month. So this is like 4 monthly installments of $24.97. What that means is you won't even make your last installment until October. By that time, you will have finished the course for more than 2.5 months. And if in that 2.5 months you have not been able to sell at least CDs valuing $97, then I haven't done my job. And that's just the truth. So if you are interested in this special discounted offer that's available only until next Monday night and tonight, just during the webinar with the unlimited email support, you can check it out at cdprofitsystem.com/web. That's cdprofitsystem.com/web. Now, what's going to happen if you decide to take me up on this offer tonight and participate? What's going to happen is when you click on the Register Now button, whichever one you click on, it's going to take you to PayPal, and after your PayPal process has finished, you will be redirected to a page that says, please give your first and last name and your email address. And when you register on that page, you will be registering for the webinar. You will be redirected to a thank you page, and it'll say thank you very much, and it'll say bookmark this page. This is the most important part. Once you get to the page that says congratulations, bookmark that page, because that will be your download page for everything that happens. You'll also receive that link in an email, in a thank you email, saying this is where you go when it's time to download everything. Now, as you know, there's obviously more. So this is the traditional, but wait, there's more. I love that. Okay, there are too many bonuses to list here, so I'm just going to give you one bonus from each of the major categories. Let's say you're just totally blown away by audio and you're just totally scared of it and you don't know what to do with it. Okay, I've included 112 music tracks. These include tracks, beds, snares, and tags, and we'll talk about what each of these is in the course so you'll know the difference. But suffice it to say, this is a lot of music, and it's royalty-free music, which means you don't pay for it every time you use it. It's also PLR music, which means that I can allow you to do with it as you want without having to pay me again, not just royalty, but for a resale license. So I have included this free and clear for you to use in your audio projects to make them more professional. Let's say graphics are your challenge. Oh man, this is of everything, of all the bonuses that come with this package. This was the one thing that when and to be honest, this is the one thing when I first started this program, I built the whole program this way on purpose because this is the way I wanted it to be for you. There are 15 Photoshop templates. They include case, label, and insert. And each one of them, every single piece in the Photoshop document is on a different layer. What this means to you is that where it says Title 1, all you have to do is choose that layer, put your cursor on Title 1, and replace it with the title of your CD. If you want to take out the photo that's already there, you just take out or turn off that layer, you pull in your photo, you size it accordingly, and you replace the photo that's there with your own photo. This is, to be honest, this part right here by itself would be well over $500 because creating all of these graphics and creating all of the Amaray cases and the labels and the inserts, this would be worth it. If you didn't even want to know how to do the creating the CDs, this would be well worth it. I love this part. Can you tell this is my favorite part? Well, it's because I'm graphically challenged, okay? All right, let's say you want to do software, but you're afraid about software. I have that solved too. I have arranged to give you a 40% discount on a piece of secret software that will create interactive CDs and DVDs for you. This software is killer. It's what I used for my interactive trading course. It's what I used for my interactive elder care course. It's just, it's cool software. Now, what if you're challenged by the client issue? Okay, don't worry about it. If you decide that you don't want to do onesies for clients, not a problem. We're going to talk about making bundles and selling bundles to your clients and offering bundles to your clients, because chances are if you have clients like chiropractors and dermatologists and people like that, they're going to want to talk about a topic longer than about 60 minutes. They'll probably want to go into more detail, and the bigger their products, the more clout they have when they go to different speaking opportunities. So this is a great benefit to your clients if you want to have clients who do this. Once again, the website, if you want to check it out, is cdprofitsystem.com/web. You can go with a one-off investment of $97 or 4 for $24.97. To wrap up tonight, this is a risk-free offer. It's absolutely fill-in-the-blanks, easy graphics templates. I love that part. Hand-picked music tracks that are going to make you an absolute audio star. It's a step-by-step creation process. It absolutely is proven client acquisition strategies. And practice on yourself first. Just make CDs for yourself, and then impress your clients with what you know how to do. This becomes your own CD or DVD empire. That's all I have for you tonight. Just one more time, I want you to be able to see this link. If this is something that you can use, I would love to work with you, because I like to see people take action on what they know they can do for others and what they know will work for them. But if this is not for you, I totally get that too. But I have to say, if you're going to leave now, that's fine, and I understand that. But thank you one more time for giving part of your evening to me. I truly appreciate it, and I appreciate your willingness to listen and take notes and go out there and do something with this step-by-step system to be able to create your own CDs and DVDs. So, Joe, do we have any questions about the offer? Let's take those questions first. Any questions about the offer?
Let's see.
If you have any questions about the offer, type it into the question box. If there's something you want to know we're going to cover, if you want to know how something's, how something's going to work, feel free to ask. So we'll take those questions first.
Let's see. Offer.
If you don't have any questions about the offer, I must have explained well.
Not really the offer, but Bob mentions that he doesn't have Photoshop, but you talk about...
Absolutely good. Oh, Bob, thank you. Excellent. First of all, thank you for paying attention and the fact that I did not mention that, although I did say it once and I didn't go into detail. These templates that come with this course can also be opened in GIMP, which is a free kind of a Photoshop clone. It's better than Paint, and it will open Photoshop documents, so you can use these templates with GIMP. And in fact, if you don't want to invest in Photoshop, you can do your graphics in GIMP, and because all you're doing to upload them to Kunaki is to save them in JPEG format. So it's whatever you can use to create a JPEG. It's just that to use these specific templates, you'll either need Photoshop or GIMP to open them because they are in PSD format. So thank you, Bob, for reminding me of that. That was excellent. I forgot to say that.
Also, it was mentioned that Kanaki's closed till the 5th, but this is starting after that, isn't it?
That is absolutely correct. In fact, here's the deal. Kanaki is currently residing in Brooklyn, New York, and they ship everything out of Brooklyn, and they have decided that they've outgrown their operation. They have gotten so big that they literally cannot continue to expand with manufacturing. They've just literally exploded. So they are moving to northern Nevada. They are making this move between July the 25th and August the 5th. Now, the reason why I am doing the course when I am is because of Kunaki moving. Originally, I was going to be doing the course starting a week ago tonight, and it was going to finish next Monday. And I could not bring myself to finish the course and let you loose on an unsuspecting closed Kunaki. I just thought that was totally unfair to do to you. So we are taking advantage of Kunaki's time, their downtime, and getting all of our pieces together. You will still be able to download your Kunaki application during this time period. You will still be able to upload projects. All of that will still work. It's just that they will not be manufacturing until the day that we finish the course. So I did this on purpose so that it would not, I don't know, I didn't want to frustrate you by saying, okay, here's where you go, and now they were going to be closed for 2 weeks. So that's why he's there. Whoever said that is exactly right. They are closing for 2 weeks, but fear not, because we're taking advantage of that.
Here's a couple other questions.
Okay.
In the course, you talk about how you can use their covers and design your own, correct?
Correct, indeed.
Okay. And this is a good question because I don't know the answer to this either. Is the materials that you're producing in Kanaki, they work with a Mac too, correct?
It depends on how you produce them. Like an audio CD is going to work in any audio player, because it's an audio CD. If you create a PC CD-ROM, it's only going to work in a PC. If you create a piece of software and all it is just a piece of software and you have it installed with like an HTML menu system, then it's going to play on either computer, because once again it's just an HTML driven CD. But we're going to get into all the details of that and how to work with either and or in the course.
Okay, that's let's see. That's really offer questions, as far as offer questions go.
Okay. Are there a whole lot of other questions?
No, there's just a couple on there. A couple people asked, and they're in other places, what is a UPC code?
Oh, I don't really know what UPC stands for. I used to know, but I've slept since then.
I think it's Universal
Product Code. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, Universal. Yeah, it came to me just as you were saying that. Universal Product Code. A UPC is really that little barcode that you see on things that, the little skinny lines and fat lines, and it's just black and white. It's just a little code. It's not like a QR code. A QR code is the little square thing. This is a rectangle, and it's just the little lines that are on like the side of a package. It's on everything that you see. It's on a can of corn, it's on a book, it's on everything that you see. It has a UPC code on it. And the UPC code enables the item to be scanned into a computer system by price, by category, whatever. So it's really designed for that.
Yeah.
That's what the code is.
All the sessions you're doing are recorded, so if they can't be there live, they can download them and watch them and listen. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And in fact, if you know that a session is coming up and you have a question about something and you're not sure if it's going to be covered, submit your question by email ahead of time. And if I'm not scheduled to talk about it, I will add it in and get your question answered. Or if you have a question relative to what we're going to be talking about, I will answer it in the Q&A section as we go through the webinar that night. And I will put it in the section where it goes. Because, Joe and I both do this when we do things together and when we do things separately. We'll teach for a little bit, and then we'll take questions on that part. Then we teach for a little bit and take questions on that part. Therefore, your questions get answered at the time that we're talking about that topic, and you don't get lost by the end of the session. So if you have questions and you send them in advance, I'll answer them at the time that we discuss that part.
These are a couple of generic questions. When will the replay be available, you feel?
Usually replays are available between 24 and 48 hours after the webinar is concluded. And the reason for that is because sometimes it takes a little while to render, depending on how long the webinar is. And sometimes, and I'll tell you this too, this is a warning, that I stay until questions are answered. And sometimes a webinar, even though it's scheduled to be 1 hour, can go 2 hours, sometimes even 2 hours and 20 minutes, because if you have questions, I have answers. There's somebody that says that. Oh, it's Radio Shack used to say that. You've got questions, you've got answers. I wasn't trying to copy them. It just sort of came out that way. So sometimes they can be lengthy, but yes. Yes.
Okay, here's a question. What formats can you create the original CD, DVD in? As in, can it take publisher files? I'm not sure what publisher is.
Okay, that is one of the questions that we will have to address on the course, because that goes into too much detail to cover tonight. That would take too long.
And have you had any kind of problem with Kanaki delivering?
No, I've never had a problem with Kanaki delivering. The worst thing I've ever had happen with Kanaki was I ordered a CD in a CD case, and when I received it, it was cracked. That's it. You've heard the worst. That's also the only. That's it. That's when I went to Amaray DVD cases only. So, any other questions? These are great questions, by the way.
Lemon says, thanks for the scathingly brilliant info.
You are welcome, Lemon.
And just a lot of great comments. Good job, great content, killer program.
Well, thank you.
A lot of great things. I mean, they were pouring in there.
Oh, well, thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate that so much. And if you decide to join the program, thank you as well for that, because I love meeting people. I love hearing what you're working on, and I love working on things that you're working on, because if you don't succeed, then I haven't done my job right, and that's the honest truth, and I truly feel that way every day that I wake up. I mean, I really do. It's important to me that you are successful. So y'all, thank you so much for being here and for giving a chunk of your evening to do this. I am so happy for you, and I wish you the absolute best. Joe,
Cindi,
do you have anything you want to say?
Yes.
Go for it.
How long will the price that you're offering here be good for?
It will be good through at least next Monday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, which is GMT +4, because that's when the course actually starts. So I haven't decided past that point, but I can guarantee you that the investment that I gave you tonight, the 97 or the 4 at $24.97, will be good through 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, July 25th. Okay.
Everyone says thank you.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate you being here, and I wish you the best. And for those of you who have taken me up on the offer, I look forward to meeting you in person on the webinars, and we will get started next Monday night. So thanks for being here. Joe, again, thank you for being here. You're the best. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
See you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.